Hey everyone, Dan here. Now in this video I'm going to explain to you basically just the parts of the guitars, each different guitar, what to look for when you're picking out your first guitar, and problem areas you might run into, further along the line, which parts of the guitar you have to be careful with and not damage. So this is just going to be, a quick overview of all the parts, getting you to know the actual instrument physically. So. Okay, so let's start off with your basic acoustic guitar. This is mine right here. This is what I use. It's really nothing special. It's just a standard cheap acoustic. I think I got it for like 75 bucks. But basically, the three main parts of the guitar are the body. You got right here. You got your neck right here, and you got your headstock. Now for the body on the acoustic, it's probably one of the more important ones than an electric guitar, because this is where all your amplification's done. Okay, so you don't have anything to really plug this into. Most acoustics, however, some acoustics are electric and you can plug them in, but your sound is going to come from here. And it's important that this particular body on the acoustics, it has no cracks in it. Everything's all nice and smooth, and it'll really make a difference in your sound. Now you got your instead of pickups, on here you got your sound hole, which is where the sound comes out of the hole, and then you got your bridge here, which is another thing that helps hold down the strings on this end. So basically, when you got your body, your sound hole, and this bridge right here. Now this is called a fixed bridge because, well, it's fixed to the body of the guitar. It doesn't move at all. And there are basically other types of bridges on other guitars, but for all the acoustics, all fixed bridge. Okay. Moving on, you got your middle part here, which is the neck. This is where you're going to be doing the most activity with your hand. Okay, now for this particular guitar, this one is a set neck, and what that means is it's two separate pieces. You can see right there, and all that means is instead of being one thing or a bolt-on, it's glued on with an adhesive. It helps create the sound. Now, depending on what kind of necks you have, will affect how much sustain is in the guitar, and even affects the price of said guitars. But for this one, this is just a set neck. Okay, and then next, we got your fretboard, which is the top of the neck, this part right here with all the markers. Now this is where you would actually play your notes, your chords, do your solos, whatever. And like they come in different types of wood. They got ebony, rosewood, just whatever you want, whatever wood really they use. There's a lot of different types for different styles, so anyways, sorry, I'm getting a little off track here, but you got your rosewood, your ebony fretboard right here. Now on the fretboard itself, these metal bars are the frets, okay, and this is where you'll actually pick each individual note on the guitar, okay, whether it's an A, G, whatever chords, it's all going to be within the confines of these frets here. Now this particular guitar has 21 frets, and some guitars have more, some guitars have less, some only go to 19, some go to, I got one that goes to 24, some of them are real crazy, go to 27, but anyways, all the frets are is the place where you just pick your notes. Now, moving on, next part is the headstock right here. Now this is probably the most important piece of the guitar, because this will control your tuning of the guitar itself. So you got to make sure that You don't bang this on anything. Let the guitar fall and hit, because this will definitely knock your guitar out of tune. So you want to be careful of this thing. And on the headstock, you have your tuning keys, which actually affect the tuning. See right? And these help tune the strings, sharp or flat. All they do is bend the pitch down. So again, you want to be careful not to bang this on anything. Okay, so basically all this guitar is body right here. You got your bridge, you got your sound hole, where the sound comes out. You got your neck, and you got your fretboard, you got your strings. Sorry I missed those, but they're pretty obvious, self-explanatory. You got your headstock right here, you got your tuning keys. So that's basically all the parts you really need to know. Now, some of the things to watch out for is with a bolt-on neck, sometimes it'll wear out right here in the back because they're two separate pieces. Can tend to cause a lot of stress if you're not careful. And again, like right here is probably where you see the most damage because people, hit the headstock on things, and knock it out of tune, whatever. So again, just be careful with your guitar. Even though this one's cheap, I try and be as careful as possible. Yeah, it does have some dings on it, unfortunately. Your guitar is going to get some wear and tear in what you do, but majority of the time, you want to keep it in pretty good condition. Keep it in a case or keep it on a guitar rack. And if you're going to stand it up, make sure that you lean it on something at an angle and make sure it's standing upright like so with the headstock on top. Okay, so that's basically all the parts to the acoustic guitar. Alright, and I'm going to move on to the electric one. Now this thing is the thing that I use, every day, 3-4 hours a day. Now what makes this different, okay, one thing, it's got pickups instead of the sound hole. Obviously the body is a different shape, it's made out of a different material. Most electric guitars are some sort of plastic and coated. And usually the fretboard's shaped a little bit different. This particular fretboard is it's a little bit smaller, a little bit of a rounded D shape. It's very small, very comfortable. Don't really have to square your hand off like that to play it. This particular guitar has 24 frets. All that means is it's 2 octaves of notes. 6 strings as usual. Now with this particular guitar, you'll notice that I have this little thing flopping off of it. Now what this is called is a Floyd Rose. Now the way the Floyd Rose works is you're able to bend your pitches up and down. Now with there's different types of tremolos I'll show you in another example, but with the Floyd Rose you're able to bend not only the pitches down but up as well. And with this one you can actually, instead of just tuning it up here with the keys, you can fine tune it down here. Now it's locked at the top here. Alright, so yeah, you got your neck here. Now with this one, this is actually a neck through guitar, whereas the guitar is all one piece. And this really helps with the sustain, really helps ring out those notes, even though you're playing it through a guitar amp. And then you got the headstock as well. All these tuning keys are in a row. Again, you want to make sure that this thing is the least amount of contact. If anything, that all you're really doing is touching it just to tune it. Now, what the real big difference between this guitar and other guitars is the pickups. Now, these pickups are called active pickups, and the way they work is you put a battery in here and the pickups run independently to the guitar itself, so you have another system going on in here, and ultimately that gives the guitar more power. Now unfortunately, with having all that power in these pickups and the guitar itself, it becomes very sensitive. So if you're gonna be a beginner, you really don't want to get this kind of guitar, because you're gonna be making mistakes, obviously, and you're gonna notice, really notice some of this guitar. If I don't play this thing for a couple of days and I start soloing or whatever, and I'm freaking being sloppy, it comes through. There's no hiding it. So, but yeah, basically, you got all the same parts. You got your body, you got your fretboard here, you got your frets, headstock, or whatever. The only difference really is the bridge, and obviously you're using a guitar amp for this one. Let me grab this other one right here. Probably one of the most common beginner guitars right here, the Fender Squire. Most people pick these up whether they're going to play, metal, blues, country, whatever. But this is a very universal guitar. And it's got the same things. You got your body here. Now these pickups right here, these are actually, these are called passive pickups. And to be specific, I think they're humbuckers. Don't quote me on this, but I think they're humbuckers, and there's a single coil pickup. See just one here, two. There's actually three of them. And the way these pickups work right here, sorry, I keep setting it down, is they don't require batteries. They run with a guitar, and you can just basically just plug it in. You don't have to worry about changing the batteries or anything. You just plug it in and freaking play it. That's all there is to it with this thing. Again, you got your headstock, your tuning keys on this one, your frets. This particular one only has 21 frets, but again, the same thing as the other ones. Now going into you got your, basically, most guitars, they'll come with, three basic knobs. One is your master volume, right here, and then you have your pickup switches, which will switch between the front pickup, which is called the bridge pickup, and you got the middle position, which actually handles the bridge and the sorry, I flipped that around. Okay, this is your neck pickup. Okay, and then the one at the bottom is your bridge pickup. So if you want a more bass sound, what you want to do is you play on your neck pickup, because it'll draw the sound from this part of the guitar and amplify it. Now, if you want your neck, not your neck. You want your bridge pickup, this will give you a more twangy sound, because that's the other end of the guitar. Now if you want to use both, you just flip your switch in the middle, like so, and basically you'll be using both functions. Okay, same thing with this other one right here. It's got a pickup switch right here. Normally I play on the neck pickups to give it that smooth sound. Some people really like to play on the high end of the pickups. That'll give them their twangier or treble sound, whatever you want to call it. And then you can flip it in the middle and actually use both of them, no problem. So yeah, basically, again, these are all the, your basic parts of the guitar, so you learn those, so you go into the guitar store and say, oh, I need a new bridge, or I need my frets fixed or something like that. You'll actually know what the hell you're talking about, and they will too. But, as always, and you gotta start somewhere. So, but, let me see if I covered everything else. Oh, here we go. Here's one I wanted to talk about too, briefly, to touch on string gauges and how they affect the guitar tunings. Now, basically, you want to go for the lighter gauges for the higher tunings, such as E standard, D standard, maybe play in drop D. I'm just naming off some tunings. Now if you want to go into a lower tuning, play lower notes, heavier sound, you would want to get a heavier string, because the lower vibrations cause more frequency in the the lower vibration. It will cause a string to vibrate in a larger wave than it would at a higher frequency, where the string won't vibrate as much, hence why you need the lower strings. Okay, so that's basically everything. I have to say again, you can go ahead and watch this video one more time, or as many times as you need to figure out all the parts of your guitar. But again, this is a pretty basic, self-explanatory. So well, that's all I got to say about the actual parts of the guitar. Now in the next coming videos, I'll be explaining tunings, how to string your guitar, how to clean your guitar. I'll eventually get onto some playing, some notes of the guitar, really helping you build the foundation and use that foundation to basically play any style that you want, regardless if you want to play punk music, country music, blues music, metal music, jazz, whatever you want to do. The way this works is you're going to learn everything and the concepts behind it and why these things work the way they do. So, and hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.